Hi, my name is Erick Rosa, and I'm the Chief Creative Officer of Publicis Groupe in Japan. Let's talk a little bit about this chat. But before we go into it, a big thank you for the festival, for the organization, for the invitation. Hopefully we can do this at some point in the future in person. And on that note, I hope that everyone there is safe and sound. For the Hope Store, so let's start with the Hope Store. The Hope Store is something that it's already 13 years old, but I think it still resonates a lot with creatives. And every time that I give a talk, be it for students or professionals, it's one of the ideas that always generates a lot of conversation, questions. I think it's still relevant to this day because when it was created at a time where I think these kinds of ideas, especially integrated ideas that were non-formatted oriented. This is from right before Cannes expanded its categories. I think at the time, maybe there were like 5 or 6 categories. So I think this idea, the Hope Store, found a way to connect with the audience, with the target in Portugal at the time in a very, very, very distinct way. I was part of a large team that came up with this idea, and at a time it was very common just to have that classic 60-second TVC or 30-second TVC and beautiful outdoors and double page spreads. But I remember that at that very moment in time, it was that point of inflection where the audiences were no longer at home watching TV, or they were no longer waiting for primetime breaks to see what was on sale and etc. And people were no longer buying magazines, people were no longer subscribing to newspapers. And this is, again, close to 14 years ago. And I remember that the reason why I think this became so successful at the time was we found a way to insert ourselves in the journey of the consumer at a very specific moment in time, Christmas. So I remember we had creative ideas that were beautiful TV scripts, but we also understood that to get people to connect with something like the act of giving at a very specific moment in time where people are actually thinking about the people that they love, by shifting from a TV to an actual store in a shopping mall. To be very honest, at the time it was so new that we didn't really know if it was gonna work. But I think first, second, third day, the first week, it was top 10 in sales. And I believe we're gonna put the clip of the case study afterwards. But for those who haven't seen the idea, just a very brief explanation. There was something very new about asking people to buy hope. If you were at the time in Portugal, everyone, it's winter, right? So everyone is inside the shopping malls, doing their shopping, buying things for the people that they love, and suddenly they face this one store where there's nothing to buy or to put inside a bag, nothing physical. It was all about buying hope. You would leave the store with an empty bag, an actual empty bag, but with your hearts full. And I think the novelty, or just that idea, everything that was that we created, even one of the great obstacles about donating something to a cause is sometimes you don't know where that money is going to or how that donation will affect that specific cause. And for this one, we even, as part of the store, we had a feeding room, but the feeding room was a room where you could go to listen to like several different causes, and then you could choose one of them to give your money to. So everything was so connected, and we even had around the mall, in Lisbon, traditional ads. We had billboards, we had posters, but those were also done with the purpose of bringing people to that store. So I think that I'm very proud to be part of the team that created this, because to this date, I think it's really, really relevant. And I think that every time that someone asks me so for this chat, I was looking at all the ideas that I could bring to this conversation. And this was the first one that was suggested, because it really is, to this date, something that I think the case study might look a little bit dated, but I think that all the touch points and how the idea came to life, I think it's still very relevant.
Store. Here we sell hope. This Christmas, the Portuguese Red Cross needed to raise money for its main causes. For that, we built an actual retail store where people can buy hope. Nothing physical or tangible. A product that you cannot hear, touch, wear, or see, but feel. In one of the most popular shopping malls in Lisbon, we created a store just like any other, with windows, fitting rooms, displays, hangers, different sizes, cash registers, and salespeople, but selling a different product: hope. So when you left the store, you realize your hands are empty, but your heart full. The store was advertised and promoted across multiple media. First, we recorded a teaser radio campaign with celebrities telling people that it was possible to buy hope. Simultaneously, we documented and showed the planning and the construction of the store, and then advertised the possibility of buying hope as a gift alternative on street billboards, magazines, newspapers, flyers, direct mail, and an e-commerce site. And the PR effort kept the store awareness up until the last day. Hundreds of people attended the opening. That day, the store reached the shopping mall's top 10 in sales. Thousands visited, and as a result, the Portuguese Red Cross received a media exposure unlike anything it had experienced in all its history in Portugal.
A Cruz Vermelha tem uma nova loja, chama-se Store, e até ao Natal promete vender esperança.
Due to the public response, the store extended its opening hours and closing date.
Vender esperança é definitivamente uma das melhores ideias que eu já vi para ajudar a Cruz Vermelha.
Based on this success, there are solid plans to open several franchises, if we can call it that, all over Portugal, Spain, and places where there's a Red Cross, all selling the same product: hope. Lots of it.
So thank you, and have a great rest of the event, and I hope to see you soon, and stay safe. Bye-bye.